Hi, in this video, we're going to be discussing email filters and how to set them up and create them. Once you're logged into your Gmail account with the district here, you're going to go ahead and click on this gear icon here, which is settings, and then you're going to click on settings again. This will show you on the top tabs here all the different categories. What we're going to want to do is select filters and blocked addresses. So right now you see I do have two set up for myself. This is just a catch-all for a couple things here in IT. What we're going to want to do is go ahead and select create a new filter here. So there's a couple different options we have to creating the filter. If we get one from a particular website, we can put, just for example, Facebook uh, at AOL.com. Not a real address, but if we get anything from this Facebook at AOL.com, it's going to go into whatever we create the filter from. So that's just for a particular person or address. Sorry about that. Our other subject is going to be probably what we're going to use the most here in a classroom setting or district-wide here. The subject is can be anything you want, and what we want to do is if we make it too broad of a subject, we can actually catch things we don't want in there. That's why we can include some keywords in there that will help us catch certain things as well. But for this video, what I'm going to do is create kind of a broad subject here. We're going to do field trips. So anything we get a subject with field trip, whether it be from parents or students, it's going to catch it. So we're not going to include any attachments in it because we may just send out who's interested in going to a field trip or a survey or something like that. So we're going to want to create a filter now. So we have our subject here, field trip. Whenever we get the field trip, we're going to want to probably end up skipping the inbox. We don't need an alert for it, something we could check later or whatnot. We all have other options as well. Mark as read, star it, apply the label, which we're going to focus on here in a second. We can delete it. We can never send it to spam. Canned responses. These are all pretty self-explanatory. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a new label. With the new label, we'll name it field trips. So this will be a catch-all for anything field trips. If we wanted to nest it under a subject that we already created, you see I have a couple here, you can do that. But for this purpose, we're going to want to nest it under the inbox, so we don't want to select any. So we're going to create, and now we're going to create the filter. So as you see, this came up now in our filters and blocked addresses list. We have the one we just created here. So if we look at our tabs here, we're going to have field trips now populated there. These three dots here are going to give us a couple more options of what we want. If we want to label color, I apologize, label color, or we want to show if unread, we want to hide, edit, remove it, add a sublabel. So for just this purpose, let's go ahead and select a different label color. We'll pick this nice blue. So we're going to see here, I've already sent an email to another email address here. I'm going to go ahead and reply to it. It's got the subject field trip. And I'm going to go ahead and send it. So it's just going to take a second here to get to our filter here. So let's go ahead and go to field trips. And if we look now, we're seeing the field trip email in field trips. And we can click on it and it shows the conversation we've had for field trips. If you do need to remove it, it's pretty much the same process. Going ahead and go into settings, filters and blocked addresses again, and then click the delete.